We are rolling.
Well, what do you want me to mention? The email? What else?
And the website.
In the website?
Website, email.
Just fucking do it.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. Fuck it. Bye. Roll it.
Charlie, it's very simple.
No bullshit news.
Like most of your stories, it's false.
No bullshit news.
Stop with the media bullying. Charlie?
No bullshit news.
Hot dog. No shame in my game.
Hey, look at me once. You look at me twice. Look at me again, and there's gonna be a fight. We're gonna rock this.
Yeah, boy. Welcome back to No Bullshit News Hour.
No bullshit, episode 6.
Do you know, Bob, that we are the top rated Renegade news and politics podcast in America?
I know we've been the number one renegades for a long time.
Dude.
I'm not familiar with that category, but congratulations.
Hey, well, we're top 100. And I don't know who else is, broadcasting out of your basement, which makes Renegade.
Okay.
And congratulations on that killer dog of yours. There's a rabbit in the backyard, and he sees it, yips, and decides to take a dump in front of it. It was afraid of the rabbit.
And you have to take a picture of him taking a dump, or was that a video?
Joe, what are you doing?
Can I just take a few pictures of the studio? Is that fine?
What? Joe, we're in the middle of a show, man.
Hey, Joe. Karen here. You forgive me for not getting your check the same day, although I did try. It was a week later. He cornered me when I walked in. He said, Karen, he says, I remember. He says, but you didn't get your check. You didn't get our check.
Wait, when you were in city government?
When I was in city government, and there was...
Zany was with the EMS union, and we were trying to chase her. She was the one we were going after.
You didn't have to chase me.
Well, what happened? Like, you didn't get paid?
EMS didn't get paid. Remember them days? That was back in the...
Are you EMS? Were you EMS?
Well, I was working with Zany at the time.
So you weren't in EMS?
Well, I used to work for the fire department, but
you got your check. Joe, get the fuck out of here. Go upstairs. We'll call you later. Go on. Go.
Be nice to Joe.
He's an intern.
That's okay.
No, sit down, Joe. I'm just playing.
We need coffee.
Yeah.
The camera was a little distracting, I have to admit.
And by coffee, I mean whiskey.
I'm just playing with you,
I think
Joe.
Charlie's had too much coffee. He needs something to calm him down.
Well, it's been a busy week. Busy. But I just want to let everybody know the show's being brought to you from the American Coney Island studios by American Coney Island. Delicious. And I'm going to tell you something. This week, I just got to say it. The media sucks. The media sucks.
Say it.
Everybody is mad at the national media, right, for sucking, but the local media just isn't there.
Oh, Charlie, the money's not there. People are trying to hold on to the little bit of money that's there. The administration has absorbed a lot of media people. They're now on their communication staff. So
No. No, because there's enough media to be doing stuff. For instance, there was an article this week about Little Caesars Arena, right? The hockey thing that we decided to take the money from the schools and give it to a billionaire for his hockey arena. It took a newspaper from the UK to go back and look at what this guy promised. Like, remember, it was going to be lofts and bar. Remember, it was going to be really cool, Bob? It was going to be like this whole place.
Oh, it was gonna be changing.
Yeah, it's
25 blocks.
25 blocks of amusement park and, big windows and what do we have? Parking lots. 45 bucks a game. Wait, okay. Whoa. Okay, seriously. Joe, go upstairs. Just go upstairs. Go. Too many dudes doing stuff. I can't even focus. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in here.
But I'm not a dude.
But we're going to have you back, Joe. Going to have you back. All right. So they haven't honored their part of the bargain. And yet, what have we been getting for years now? How great this thing is, how full it is. It's not full.
Well, they're going to make the seats black to make it look more full, which I personally thought that when you couldn't fill the house, you lowered the ticket prices or the beer prices. But I guess making the seats black will solve the problem because it will look fuller.
Have you been to it?
Yes.
It's the worst place to see anything. The seats are like more narrow than Spirit Airlines. You in a pizza box can't fit. Money. I know, but like, where's the experience? Yeah, I can't enjoy it. And the beer's what? It was $10.50. The shitty
Expensive.
pizza's 15 something.
I'm not going to complain about the arena because I've seen some concerts and I had a good time.
It sounds good.
But I can't understand why an empty arena is okay for the two things it's meant for, which is Red Wings and Pistons, and how making the seats black
It's going to change that.
But that's for the camera, so when they broadcast that you don't actually tell that it's empty.
But that's a solution?
No.
Well, probably a good team would be
I think
a
it's
solution.
embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed that got out. I'd say, oh, my God. People know that it's so empty, we're turning the seats black to make it look busy. What?
But see, why do I care? Why do I care if the seats are empty? We get, right, Karen? I mean, that deal got done under your administration. We get nothing for all the money we put into it. Why did that deal get cut,
Don't
Karen?
say you.
Well, no, why
I
did
didn't
the deal get cut?
Well, Charlie, I can't speak as to why it got cut, but you got to understand, excuse me, the Illages have had a very favorable relationship with administrations for years in this city. Under the Archer administration, they really had carte blanche in terms of property acquisition and development opportunities. So why did it get done? I think the same reason why things are the way they are now in terms of giving incentives, bending over backwards, because we're still at a place where people think that we have to do so in terms of encouraging investment. I mean, that's always been the feeling that people don't want to be here unless they're, for all lack of practical terms, being paid to do so.
Well, we're going back to what Drew said. Nobody's here.
They're not. We have less than 700,000 people here, and people are still, this is what we keep forgetting. And I keep saying this, we are painting a pig yellow and calling it a duck. This city, the core of who it is, still exists. We have a pretty cake, and the core of that cake is undone or severely compromised. And so, nobody's going to pay $50.
What does that mean? I mean,
that means it's not what we're being told that it is.
You mean it's not a boon to the city?
It's not. It's not a boon to the city. The city is not, I just sat around the table with some people and they were like, oh, everything in the city is great. This is wonderful. I want to be a part of it. But that's not necessarily the case. You've got Midtown, you've got downtown that is pretty. But the city is not any different today than
This is the only big city that I know of where the professional teams aren't required to put a tax on the tickets for public safety. Chicago does it. New York does it. L.A. does it. We don't have the cops. And we bullshit about the cops. Did you guys hear about that one? The woman's getting her ass beat, called 911 5 times, and the cops eventually got there 4.5 days later. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear about
Who
that.
is she getting her ass
I'm hearing
beat
about it
by?
now.
Her
Boyfriend?
boyfriend.
That's an aggravated assault. That's a felony. That's one of those violent crimes they say is going down, which isn't going down. Right? So what did the newspapers give me this past week? Violent crime is going up in the suburbs.
Yeah.
You had to do that over at the news station?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, how about if you really looked at it, violent crime has gone up here each and every year. Right? Remember, we had the public safety union head here for the police, Diaz.
Mark Diaz, yeah.
He says it's going up. Cops aren't
His
making
cops
it
aren't
around.
policing.
So where the fuck is the media? Where's the deal? Where's the meat? Where's the beef?
Charlie, and you and I have talked about
They're not
this.
watching.
I need a limey to tell me this isn't working.
This administration controls the narrative because that narrative influences perception. Perception influences, participation or the thought of presentation or participation. I mean, it controls the narrative. You don't hear anything bad about the city. I think last week I mentioned that, they said that black people in the city were making more money now than ever before. How did you quantify that? Who did you ask? What are you talking about? Like, where does that come from? So, when you have that.
Where does that come from?
Who knows?
Who asked? Where'd you get it? Right? See, I get annoyed when some official asks me to show up on my microphone, basically a megaphone, so they can shout this bullshit to the public. And when it's not true, you got a devil to deal with because you're not using me to lie. That's not what we're for. I don't work for those pigs, at the trough. I work for the people, for the hungry. I do, because that's the only way it's going to survive. Because you know what? Local radio, everybody's leaving. The local newspapers, nobody's reading. Local television, nobody's watching. They're doing other stuff.
When I worked in Charlotte a long time ago, Charlotte was an up-and-coming city. They just got an NBA team,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of excitement. They had 70-story buildings in Charlotte when people didn't hear about Charlotte. You do now. But honestly, I used to make fun. Jim and Tammy Baker were going down, so that was really what I was pretty obsessed with at the time. But it was a situation where, honestly, when you said something negative about the city, you really got a lot of crap. Like, hey, it was like the media were cheerleaders for Charlotte because Charlotte, we want to grow, we want bigger buildings, all that. And I wonder if we're not going through a little bit of that here now.
A little bit. We're going through a lot because we've been through hell. I understand everybody's point of view. I do. We've been through hell. This fucker thing collapsed.
It's still collapsing.
Well, look at that. I don't know. I
don't know. Like you said, I mean,
I see a lot of pretty things downtown, Bob.
You got Midtown and downtown, but the neighborhoods. Detroit's a big city.
Yes, but we didn't even have Midtown and downtown. To be fair.
Well, that's true.
To be fair, we had nothing. This is what's.
We had Midtown. Midtown is better, but Wayne State has long been a major investor in terms of stability for Midtown. Sue Mosey, I mean, Midtown has always been okay. So now we've got some.
I don't know. The intersection of Woodward and Warren sucked. Like it's paved.
It always has been.
It's paved.
But I understand. But Midtown
The Science
has
Center
been,
closed down. It's open.
Midtown has always been okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true. Okay, I'll
been.
get.
Relative to the rest of the
They
city.
have been.
Yes.
Midtown has always been okay. Now we've got empty buildings that have a nice facade downtown and people riding on scooters in those pedal bars. So, in downtown. But we do, as Bob said, the neighborhoods continue to struggle, continue to suffer, but the narrative has changed. And so people
Those
are
are
buying
big
into
words
the
for
narrative.
flesh and blood. The neighborhoods continue to struggle. People are desperate, is what you mean. That means children grow up next to shit houses, right? It's Halloween's coming up. Who's jumping out of that?
it's
Who's
Halloween
lighting
in
a
the D.
fire in there?
It's Halloween in the D now.
Right. We're not even doing Angels Night anymore. It's Halloween in the D.
In the D.
They're changing Halloween.
The narrative.
Yeah.
Oh, there's still going to be tons of little cars with flashing yellow lights driving around to make sure people aren't burning down the city.
Well, if I'm for that too, right? I mean,
That's unclear, Drew. I think they think they're past that. So
So did was it Archer that thought we were past that, and then
was Archer.
everybody
It was
surprised
Archer,
him?
Yeah.
Right. But a lot of those over the years have been insurance deals. People that own properties, absentee owners, they would use that as an opportunity to get rid of their property at that time. So
Halloween?
For
Really?
Angels Night, yes, a
Oh,
lot
absolutely,
of
yeah.
that. So
Absolutely.
that was all strategic. It's not just people burning down their neighborhoods. It's not it at all.
okay, so then, what bothers me next is now I read a editorial about corporate altruism. How corporations like J.P. Morgan Chase and Quicken Loans are really charitably giving to the city at interest, right? And this is not possible without Mayor Mike Duggan. But it doesn't say in the story that J.P. Morgan Chase was fined $13 billion for mortgage fraud, because it destroyed cities like Detroit. Doesn't say that. It doesn't measure anything. Or that Quicken Loan is going on trial next year for the same thing. Or that Duggan has, at minimum, one grand jury looking right at him for bid rigging on demolishing these houses that were created, this abandonment that was created under the mortgage deals. Be serious here. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. I sit there and I try to consume it, and I wonder where we go. So if it falls down and everything that man builds falls down, right? Like, who gets the blame?
The person who's no longer around. I mean, and I keep saying this too. We've got a $220 million pension obligation payment that's coming due. I mean, where is that coming from? I mean, you now have forced donations, and water has gone up 80%. In the city, the water cost. You now have a tax, on your property. I mean, there are a lot of little things that the people who have been here are now almost being forced to help carry the burden for those who are no longer here. I mean,
Well, and also don't forget, if you're going to do that the people that are no longer there, because you're in the burbs here right now, are paying a lot for it, right? They are. The DIA, the zoo,
Right.
Belle Isle, the Smart. We're all in it together. I think we're just missing that. So when the burbs go, hey, it looks really great down there. Dude, do you know how much of your house and your water bill goes to that you never see?
That's true. You got a point, Charlie.
And that little child's life is not improving, nor is yours, because everybody's schools are fucked up. Where's the stuff? Where's the reflection? That there's no bullshit news.
Hey, what about, I don't want to go too far off the track here, but what about people who were
Charlotte? That's interesting. We've got a listener in Charlotte.
We do?
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I was just trying to make the comparison because it was weird that you would come down on something in Charlotte and you'd hear about it. It was like, whoa, what? You're not allowed to say anything bad about Charlotte? I mean, I thought it was just normal. This is 1987. But I was going to mention property taxes and the ridiculous property taxes people paid for years on their undervalued properties. Their home's worth $5,000 and they're paying $800 a year or something.
In Detroit?
Yeah.
They still are.
They still are, yeah.
I know they reassessed a lot of property, but is that real? And what about those people?
I once upon a time, when we first bought our house in Indian Village, our property taxes were $23,000.
Whoa! $3,000.
Whoa!
What'd you pay for the house?
$3,000.
Whoa!
We'll talk off the air.
No, come on, because it's public record.
Well, yeah, it is.
You might as well do it.
It was just over $500,000 for the house.
You bought top of the market.
Right, because at the time, we ended up in a bidding war. People weren't buying homes. We wanted that house.
That's a higher rate than Birmingham, by the way.
Exactly, but
whoa,
yeah,
that was. But no, it has.
Dude, that's pre-tax.
It has gone down. It has gone down.
To what now?
But maybe about 10, I'm guessing, somewhere but that's still a lot to me.
I wasn't so concerned about you. I was concerned more about the people whose homes were worth $10,000. No offense.
Well, no, but I'm just saying. But it's the same thing, though. I mean, everybody's paying.
Did your house get reassessed?
Yeah, but we it was reassessed. What was the?
Well, wait. What's the house worth now?
Hopefully more.
Well, in Detroit.
Well, people are
the value of
buying
homes in this boom and everything. New study out in Detroit in the neighborhoods, the value of property's gone down 50% in 10 years.
Yeah, well,
Did you hear what I said?
50%.
50, when everybody else is caught back up. This is
but this is
that's why your taxes went down.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'd sell, Karen.
But there are people getting kicked out of their houses because of back taxes, and they were overpaying by thousands of percent.
And then they get foreclosed.
I guess for me, when you say that, I mean, I think about someone who worked in the city and then sold their house to someone who worked in the city, worked for the mayor.
Oh, no. You ran the city, girl.
No, but I didn't. But this, never mind, Charlie. Go on, Drew.
No, keep going. Could we,
No, it wasn't me. I mean, this was after I was out, but this was somebody who worked for the city. They sold their house to someone else who worked for the city, but the person who sold the house did something and their taxes were reduced anonymously to $500 a year. And we went before the board assessors and said, how does this happen? And they said, well, this was done incorrectly and whatever. I said, people in Brightmoor pay more than $500. And they said, well, we can't just revert it back to what I said, why? It was so, and they said, well, Ms. Dumas, we want to remind you that this is being recorded, because I said, this person works for this person in the city. And I said, I don't care. So that's also the thing that we continue to wrangle with while we talk about.
What do you mean wrangle? You mean you got screwed and then somebody with a connection got hooked up?
Yep.
Because that's how the department
This
runs.
is Renegade Radio. We pride ourselves on saying no bullshit, what it is.
Well, I just told you, Charlie, that's your interpretation. You can be my...
May I take the opportunity, Karen? I would like to invite you to be a permanent member on this show.
I'm honored.
Will you do it?
Are you proposing to me on the air?
No pressure.
Bob, where's the marriage music?
But you know what? I have to tell you this. I made a new friend on Twitter. He said, I wasn't too fond of you until I heard you on Charlie's show. He said, I was like, wow, chalk one up. So thank you, Charlie.
Well, it's funny because as people actually hear who I am, they're less fond of me.
They love you, Charlie.
That's why my wife stopped listening. So, Karen, hey, Bob, that Prince song would be nice. Dearly beloved. Yeah. Bob's learning the board. Okay, well, anyway, while he's finding that, let me get to this. Here's a piece of news. Oh, hey, Bob, you want to call Dana?
Absolutely.
You got 3 things to do.
He was juggling nicely last week. There was a lot going on.
Yeah, Bob's actually pretty good at this. You excuse us all. We're learning how to do it, but
We need to glass in his booth area, though, because when he whispers, it's pretty loud.
That is.
He's got that big Alex Jones voice.
I didn't want to say anything, but it's true. But here's a piece of news again, not covered locally or nationally. It's Flint. We are now in the midst of the election cycle, the midterms. And here in Michigan, one of the seats that are open is the Attorney General's office. And word is the investigators leading the prosecutions in Flint are going to be shit-canned. Going to be shit-canned. So we had Todd Flood, the lead prosecutor on that, the lead investigator. I promised him I would call the front runner, Dana Nessel, Democrat, and ask her point blank. So that's who Bob's trying to reach right now. And we'll see. That's true. It's fucking outrageous. Isn't it?
Yeah,
You think so?
absolutely.
You as a regular person, not as the.
No, I do. The whole Flint thing is just mind-boggling to me.
Well, I want to ask you, not as one of the most popular comedy podcasts. Is this right? Is this what I'm doing now? Most popular comedy podcast in America, the Drew and Mike Show. Right? Is this good? I'm not asking you as that guy. Oh, and by the way, if you want to, what am I supposed to do? Subscribe to the No Bullshit News Hour or the Drew and Mike podcast. You simply go to iTunes, right, if you're an Apple person, and you just pop in LeDuff and go from there, right? Go ahead. Tell
Google
them,
Play,
Jason.
right? Google Play, or go to our website, nobsnewshour.com, and you can click the
Wait,
three
so
buttons.
I didn't even understand that. What do you mean? So I'm on the damn.
People understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So go to the website, nobsnewshour.com, and on the button on the right-hand side, there's three buttons. It says iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and you want to subscribe and listen, and all the rest of the shows too coming on the network.
That don't make no sense. I'm a smart person. Did that make sense to you?
Yes, Charlie.
Hey, you can just ask for it on Alexa too, right?
You keep doing that, but how many people do you think have Alexa?
A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, these 30-year-old millennials, they're way ahead of us. How many platforms altogether?
74.
74 platforms. Wow. And we might as well just mention that you should rate the show also. It's good for the show when it gets rated
Why is that?
on iTunes. It's part of the, how many?
We have over 300 5-star ratings.
That's great.
What does that mean?
He's not even asking for them, though.
People like you,
got to ask
Charlie.
for them.
What does that mean, though?
People are listening and they love it.
If I'm going to demean myself to beg people to vote, me in the popularity contest, what does it mean?
People are listening, they love it. I mean, that's a lot of reviews for a podcast. That's
Well, why can't we just let them organically do it instead of be begging them to do it?
Well, you're not telling
not
them to give you a
begging.
5-star rating. You're encouraging them to let you know what they think.
exactly. Listen, give us feedback.
But why? I mean,
Use
be
the tip
honest.
line on the
Be
website.
no bullshit here. Like, what? How does that benefit the show?
Okay, I'll just call it no bullshit. We're huckstering not for 5-star ratings, but just to get ratings because it helps the show to get rated. It helps the analytics. I think it's stupid too.
It does. It drives.
Yeah, it drives the show a little bit.
It's like the Facebook feed. The better ratings and the more you get, then
Right.
it pushes it.
The more Facebook likes, all those things
So
help.
it's that magic. What is an algorithm, Jason? Can you explain that to we regular people? What algorithm? It was something in fucking high school math that I bullshitted through and
The
just
science behind the numbers, right? So behind the numbers, we're trying to watch everything and see who's listening and how long people are listening for. And so the more you review, the more you subscribe, the more you like, the more data we have.
So an algorithm is a math equation, and the math equation is something like number of people plus the number of ratings plus the number of shares plus
Equals success.
and then you add all that up, and whatever that number is what the computer's going to push on people.
No, that just tells us how good we're doing
No.
and how well you're doing for your listeners.
But Charlie, in terms of I mean, you think about revenue, advertising. People want to be on the show. It drives demand, increased interest. Yeah.
Yeah, got an employee.
That's right.
By the way, advertisers, email Charlie LeDuff. You want to give out your email? And feedback should go to Charlie LeDuff as well.
I'm trying to help Bob.
We're trying to get Dana Nessel on the phone, and it's in this weird hold loop.
Is there email
Because
associated with
it's,
the show,
it's some
Jason?
kind of party
We
line.
got to work this shit
At
out.
the moment, nobsnewshour@gmail.com.
This happened last week.
Well,
Can't
I'm
work like
connected,
this.
but it's
I can't work like this.
No
that was
BS
the number
News
you
Hour
gave me.
at Gmail.
Some kind of
Is there
Okay.
a number they can call into? Drew?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me write it down.
Give me the number. Oh, you can't give it out?
Not really.
Yeah, just go ahead, write it down then.
Hey, this is how it works behind the scenes. Sometimes it's not so easy. We call out wrong numbers on our show. But honestly, huckstering for ratings, that's just part of the game, unfortunately, and Facebook likes and Twitter follows. And
Exactly.
Charlie kills it. He's got...
Also, we're trying to get through here, but we can't. So,
So, Drew, are you on social media?
Oh, yeah. Well, the last place I ever wanted to be.
wait a minute.
And I'm a huckster, too.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on a second, bro. Hold on here. Okay. What'd you say? Oh, wait, I got you on air right now. Okay, that's cool?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. She called me at 1:20 and said that she can't hop on right now. Are you okay to do this tomorrow? Is that possible?
I thought we had an agreement.
I totally understand, and we totally did. She just let me know that she can't hop on at this moment in time. She's been feeling under the weather, and I think she might not be up for on air right now. I apologize.
Sounds a little shady.
3 weeks to election. That's tough.
Yeah, I know
Okay, listen, Austin, do me a favor. Okay, you're like your spokesman and stuff. What is her position on Flint here?
What was that? On Flint?
Yeah.
So Dana's overall position on Flint is to work to put a satellite office in Flint and to hold those accountable for who caused the crisis.
A satellite office.
Yes.
Well, what about the current investigators now? Is she going to shit can them or what? What's going on with that?
She's going to continue with the current investigation and then hold the rest of us accountable. But, hey, Charlie, I got to go real fast. Is that going to be okay?
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then.
I'll talk to you right now. I'm very sorry, but I got to call you back. Yep.
Okay.
See ya. That was a big see ya.
Tells me all I need to know. Tells me all I need to know.
Well, all you really need to know is this.
Hey, Dana.
When
Hey,
you're
Dana.
choosing Michigan's next attorney general.
Wait,
ask
stop
yourself
that a
this.
second, man. Hey, no, I'm not fucking with that. You think it's fucking funny?
I do think it's funny.
No, it's not funny. That's some fucking bullshit.
Oh, that was bullshit.
Okay, well, then don't funny it, bro. Fuck that. Right? You give your word. You're coming on. You're going to explain your position on Flint. The position is, it's political.
She's a bullshit politician.
All right, let me finish it. It's political. We've spent untold millions. We've got some indictments. A RICO case is being put together. She's out in the press saying, I'm going to fire him. We're going to review it. That's like telling fucking Mueller, hold on a minute. That's like Trump telling Mueller, hold on a minute. We can get somebody new in there. And then you're feeling under the fucking weather. Well, I'm going to find you, madam, because you just asked for it. You're going to answer the question. What are you doing with Flint? Nobody, not one reporter, not one debate has held anybody's feet to the fire. They're poisoned. $1 billion. And you can't get out of bed. No, that ain't what it is. What it is the deputy lieutenant governor, the candidate for lieutenant governor. I caught this guy. They present him as the black guy from Detroit who's got social conscience, is a slumlord. He owns a shitty building that he got from Mike Duggan from the fucked up land bank that is under federal investigation for half price, never fixed it. It's supposed to be repossessed. There's children living next to it. Now it's a big deal today. So Madam Hopeful Attorney General cannot get out of bed. The only thing we care about, the only thing that's of import at this moment out of that office is some justice.
I'd like to know what can we find out what she did today, her schedule?
She's under the weather.
Yeah, really?
And you know what?
And where was he going?
Like I said, 3 weeks out from an election, you're turning down.
I'm
media.
trying. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna call this dude back because I know she got a 2
See ya.
o'clock with a local radio station.
Tweeted an hour ago.
Oh,
Tweeted. What'd she tweet?
She tweeted an hour ago, today, I'm proud to receive the endorsement of Michigan Building Trades as our next Attorney General, blah, 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 blah.
Huh.
So she tweeted an hour ago. She was fine to do that.
radio station is she on?
Didn't you have an event last night?
I know.
Maybe she ate some bad chicken.
Event last night.
Chicken. Bad chicken.
I don't think he's going to take a call.
Should I call him?
I don't think he's going to take your call.
Yeah, fuck him. I don't
Try.
play.
It just sounded like a big see ya.
Oh, of course it was. How about tomorrow? What you think tomorrow is going to bring? Tuesday's gone with the wind. Is that the lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Skinnerd.
Come on, Scaredy.
Yeah.
What? Nobody.
That was bullshit.
Nobody. Hey, dude. Nobody's talking about Flint. Wait, okay, listen. Play the woman's campaign commercial. Dana Nessel. Attorney General for everybody, let's see. This one's...
Oh, these commercials have been something else.
So, when you're choosing Michigan's next Attorney General, ask yourself this. Who can you trust most not to show you their penis in a professional setting?
Huh.
What?
Well, do that again, Bob.
Is that a commercial?
I want to hear the rest.
A commercial?
When you're choosing Michigan's next Attorney General, ask yourself this. Who can you trust most not to show you their penis in a professional setting? Is it the candidate who doesn't have a penis? I'd say so.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, that's real.
Be scared of men?
The fuck is this?
Where's it? Where's that running? Is that running all over?
Yeah.
Have you seen? I haven't seen that on TV.
Well, when him geared up, yeah, let's hope she does. Or did she back off it?
Wait, that's not a joke?
That's not a joke. No, that's her. How about Flint?
That's her.
Can I ask a dumb question? Is there some basis for the showing your penis thing?
In a professional setting. Okay? Which isn't, I'm curious.
Well, with the new creepy shooty video out, maybe she's insinuating that he
What is that video?
Bill Shooty in 1989.
I saw it.
Well, hold on a minute. No. Hey, no. Karen,
Yes.
are you able to, you don't have a penis, do you?
Not the last time I checked.
Have you
But
checked?
I have been said to have. No, I'm not going to.
Have you checked?
Oh, Karen, you got balls, girl. That's okay.
Have you checked in a non-professional setting?
Charlie, that's to me, that's an inappropriate commercial. That's inappropriate conversation, and that doesn't do anything to validate you as a candidate. I've never heard that. That is, whoever wrote that for her should be fired.
Is that video?
Wait a minute. They should be fired.
Yes.
Out of a job.
Yes.
They're probably getting a raise.
Yeah. Well, she read it. Karen.
Just saying.
Karen, if the person that wrote it should get fired, what about the person that read it?
But you know what, Charlie?
No,
I got it. No, she should. But this is.
Wait, answer.
No, but let me say this.
No,
though.
what?
This is.
Wait a minute.
If she thinks that's okay, then that's a reflection of her.
So she's out of there.
Well, she shouldn't be.
She's not going to read anything she doesn't want to read.
But I'm saying,
Poor character.
You're in charge. You are in charge. If somebody writes something for me that I, first of all, think I would have the level of intellect to determine that it's inappropriate, I wouldn't read it. But then I'd have to look at the person that I hired or asked to write it, unless she wrote it herself and she just thinks that it's okay.
Can I ask you something more than that?
Sure.
Is it even, look, the inappropriate and all, I get the professional.
Mm-hmm.
Is it even fair to all of us as people to do shit like that?
It's an attempt to exploit the whole,
Me Too
movement, the issue with Kavanaugh. I mean, politics for most is about exploitation. Exploitation of emotion, exploitation of opportunity, has nothing to do with substance. And
Can we watch the
that's
video?
a perfect example.
Can we watch the shooty video that she's apparently referring to? I
No,
guess
she's not referring to the shooty video.
Well, in the video that she's got up, she's got a picture of Charlie Rose up.
Yes.
So she's clearly in the Me Too movement.
Well, look, the Me Too movement's correct in what it says. I'm not talking about its direction or its volume, right? It's correct.
We're talking about a 1980. 1989 video.
Wait, you keep doing. Hold on. No. You want to?
Isn't that the basis for that?
No. It's
I'm not excusing
it. No, it's not. No, sir. It's not.
Although I do like to think Bill Sheedy was showing his penis to people.
No, I don't want to see. This is bullshit news. I don't want to do this, guys. No, it's got nothing to do with Shooty. That's all on her. Shooty, we can play it. This is what the news cycle does. Yesterday, they dug up a 30-year-old clip of Shooty, the outtake. A woman is going to interview him, a TV reporter, and he's a creep. Okay, you want now you want to hear it.
Would you please move closer to the lamp? I would be happy to move closer to the lamp. I will do anything you want. Some things I may not let you run the camera on. But I will certainly happily.
Is that hot?
It is no easy task. I admire your tenacity. Appreciate your spirit of Vincent van Gogh, Rembrandt, Toulouse-Lautrec.
That's creepy.
What a douche.
It was very creepy.
That's terrible.
That's his attempt to hit on somebody. Playful. Well, look, at least he didn't pull out his junk. He was
a member of Congress at the time.
Was he?
Yeah.
Or was he running for Congress?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
it's in or if it was running.
You're
But
just throwing that out.
no, I think he was a member of Congress at the time. I think he was sitting.
See, no bullshit news implies we're accurate. So all I know, it's from '89. He's had a long career in public service, right? Congress, Attorney General, state government. But that's politics, right? That's politics. That's the way it goes. But you can never get these people. Hey, Joe! Hey, Joe!
He left you.
Come on down here, Joe. My man. Intern Joe, coming on down.
I thought he had a larger title than that now. Joe, get on the microphone. Don't talk off mic.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I like this. The guy tells me to take time off a paying job to come here so he can throw me out.
Dude, you got a new job?
Well, it's an arrangement, I guess. I don't know how much I'm going to stay working there. You get some headphones on.
So look, dude, it's a simple question. Do you have a new job?
It's not that simple of an answer, unfortunately. Yes, I'm working on something right now. I don't know how long it'll last.
So that would be, you get money for it?
Eventually, I was supposed to get money.
Wait, whoa. Eventually.
The lady wanted to pay me today, but I had to leave and come here. So.
Oh, that's just bullshit, man. Don't be a sniveler. Do you get paid? Go ahead, Bob. Just grab it.
I was going to say, is Charlie paying you?
No, Charlie's not paying me.
So he's not getting paid.
All right.
No, for his new job. I'm not getting paid. Hey, everybody welcome to leave. Look, you're not going to do that to me.
Once everybody scrambles out of the room.
Everybody's free to walk, man. We just all wanted to do it, so we're not doing that. No bullshit. We're not doing it. We make some money. You want me to go beg for money? You can, if you want to advertise, you can hit us at the website, www.nobsnewshour.com. But I'm not going to beg. What I'm going to do is go down to the American Coney Island. Delicious. Onions, chili, mustard, home-cooked dogs. Those are actually sausages. Been around since 1917. And the front of the building, might I say, is a landmark that I personally restored myself. Have you seen it lately?
I have not.
Yeah, well, it's that you haven't been down lately.
Not really.
I was down last night. I went for Jason Brown's 10th anniversary celebration for his PR firm, and it was at.
Wait, is Jason Brown advertising on the show? This PR firm that you're just slipping right in there?
I'm not trying to do that, Charlie.
We'll take care of that in post.
I was
just bleep it. That's what we do to Maz.
All right. Well,
but you were there last night.
I was there last night. I missed Grace because I arrived before she came, and then I left and came back, and she was gone. So I missed Grace. You know, I love Grace.
Yes, third generation Caros.
Yes, and I did see the plaque, and I did see the wall that you painted, that you restored.
The whole story I did.
Did you really? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I went through one door, so I saw that side of it.
Yeah, it did. Come on.
Karen said painted. Did you do more than paint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did the foundational work.
Okay.
I got paid, Joe.
Well,
I knew I was getting paid to do it.
You made me go out on the freeway and beg.
I didn't make you. I don't make anybody do anything, Joe. But you're doing well. So
I didn't wake up one day, I'm going to go to the freeway and beg for some change. No, that was your idea, Charlie.
yeah, that's right. You haven't thanked me for it.
I didn't get any money to thank you for.
The valuable experience in airtime. You're sitting next to Drew Lane, who will be, as soon as somebody realizes
in
it,
Detroit
in the
radio.
Radio Hall of Fame. Have anybody called you to?
No.
What the
you were.
fuck?
I thought you were.
How long were you
already.
number one in Detroit?
20 years.
2 fucking decades. The number one show in one of the biggest cities in America. Oh, and there is a Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame, right?
I don't know. I think so.
Are you in that?
Probably. No.
Fuck off, everybody.
Well, we
Fuck
see
you,
some of the
media.
people. When you see some of the people going into the Hall of Fame, the Radio Hall of Fame, I kind of say, it doesn't seem like it's really about radio all the time.
No, can you give us a little bit of an acceptance speech with the radio guy?
No.
I really want to thank. Thank you. Woo-ah. Thank you.
Charlie's got the megaphone.
Thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Go Blue.
See, Drew?
I want to thank the listeners who've been with us all these years.
I want to thank the listeners for all the good times, all the bad times, and, well, quite frankly, all the high times. Come on down to
Who's advertising? I'll put their name in there.
Eagle Harbor.
What's the bar in Kegel Harbor, Bob?
You got a bar in Kegel Harbor, advertising?
There's a bar in the Lodge. No, is it the Lodge?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I don't go to I can't. I
Yeah,
don't
the
even know where
Lodge
it's
is cool. That's a great place to go.
The Lodge is a great place.
Come on down to the Lodge. And hey, Lodge, if you want to advertise, hit us up at www.nobsnewshour.com. Anyway, Joe, to show, where'd you go? Oh, by the way, you're changing light bulbs. Just tell everybody that's your job.
Well,
That's what you're doing.
I want to change light bulbs. I'm rewiring fluorescent fixtures to accept the new LED tubes. So you got to take the ballast out. A little bit of rewiring.
So you're pulling the plug out, putting a new one in, and changing the light bulbs.
No, you take it apart, pull out the old ballast, to rewire it a little bit, and put it back together.
Yeah, I did that at the Coney. I did that at the Coney. You basically pull on a plug, put in a new plug, and put in the light bulb.
Not quite that simple.
Why
but
make it sound like you're Stephen Hawking?
It's an art, darling. It's an art.
The guy wants to belittle everything that I can do.
You keep calling me up at night and doing that. You keep doing that. You're an intern. I'm not belittling you, but you.
I get him out. Take him out.
You gotta stop playing. What is that? Worlds of Warcraft or whatever.
I haven't played World of Warcraft in almost a year now.
Then what are you doing at night? You
Trying to
should be
sleep so I can get
practicing
up in the
pressing
morning and
record,
go to work.
stop, record, stop, record.
Should we take up a collection for Joe? I always feel so bad. Like
Joe's
I should
Maybe we
make
need
a what do they call that?
should we? You know,
Patreon. Should make a Patreon account.
We can have a donate bar.
That's
on the
Bob
website.
belittling you now. It's crickets. Anyway, Joe, because we wanted to corner. You are
It's an internship. Interns, you need to.
He's our
Thicken
crack.
your skin.
This guy's our crack reporter, and he's
I don't report on crack though.
Yes, you did last week, kinda, huh? Right on, baby. Joe been to more places in Detroit than most reporters in the last couple of weeks. I think you're doing a pretty good job, Joe. As soon as you learn to press record, you're gonna be down there with the best of them. But we sent you to go find a governor.
Well, and I think he's doing a good job. And I just have one piece of advice that I wanted to let you know.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
That was my advice.
I appreciate that. I will take it to heart. I'll put it in my backpack with all my other shit.
Listen, Joe, nobody's talking about Flint.
Right.
Right?
I was going to ask your governor about that if they would have let me in to talk to him.
Well, that's it. Well, first of all, not even the national media is doing it. Right?
Because I was going to ask him, didn't he...
No. We're going to hear what you did.
Well, they wouldn't let me in to ask him anything. I was going to tell you what I was doing.
What do you mean they didn't?
Well, they didn't have my name on the list, even though I RSVP'd the night before. And
See, IRSVP'd?
yeah, they
I'm not trying to be fussy. I just thought I heard that.
I
Fussy.
RSVP'd.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Joe. You've taken enough shit.
I'm gonna have to take up for Joe.
Well, let Joe finish. He speak for himself, Karen.
But still,
You're so entitled.
There was an email address attached to the press release. It said RSVP to this address, which I did. And
are you sure you did?
I got
Did you press send, Joe? Because I know you got in trouble pressing buttons.
I did. I got a reply, automated reply that said I'm out of office for the rest of the day. Yada yada.
It was Sunday. They sent the request out Sunday at 5:05. Of course he's out of the office.
Right. So after that whole day was over with, later that night, I looked at my email again, and the guy did respond to me at 7 in the morning and say thank you. So why was it at 11:30 that same morning? My name's not on the list, and they weren't letting me in there.
They weren't letting you in. Well, we've edited up your tape, Joe. Let's take a listen, man. Good info.
Bullshit news.
Oh, the press, the freedom of the press. They'll never take away the freedom of the press. We must be free to
That's
say
your new music, Joe.
whatever's on our chest.
So here we have a press conference where they want to celebrate the opening of a new business in Detroit, but they want to be selective about which media representatives they let in.
Stay over there somewhere.
Hey, I'm over here. I'm out here in the street. Life is good. So they're being selective as to who they let in, even though I RSVP'd last night. That's apparently I'm still not on the list. Do you understand the First Amendment guarantees the press the right to cover these type of events? No response.
Stay over there, sir.
Yeah, this is gonna work out real swell. I wish I'd have got notification soon enough so I could be on the list, because it would be great to go in here and ask the governor and Mayor Mike a couple of pointed questions. But we won't be getting that opportunity.
I feel good about where we're going.
So does Jim Woodcock have a secretary or an assistant, executive assistant maybe?
Not answering no questions, sir.
You know, this guy's supposed to be in charge of the list and you can't get a hold of him. He should have a designated person that can assist him, right?
Way to stick it to him, Joe.
Just keeping him off the property. Maybe part of the media, we don't know who he is.
I'm with NoBSNews.com, and I did RSVP to Jim Woodcock. And can we get a hold of Mr. Woodcock's designated assistant?
Get back, sir.
You just like saying Woodcock.
Okay, can we get a hold of Mr. Woodcock's assistant? I mean, Woodcock can't be the only guy with the list, right?
Sir, you have to leave the premises. You're not on the list, you have to leave your premises, sir. Other than that, that's harassing. You're not on the list, it's harassing.
You're harassing me. I'm just asking you to call the guy. I'm just asking to call the dude. I'm not even on the premises. You're standing by the gate. You're standing by the gate. I'm 15 feet away from you.
I'm going to ask you to your premises one more time,
I'm just asking
I need you to stand over there across the street, sir. Come on, let's go.
Can I get your name?
Over here across the street,
Can I get
please,
your name?
sir.
Sir, you can stand across the street and conduct your interviews or whatever, but you can't.
Well, I
be on
can't
this
interview
property.
the mayor and the governor and them people.
Wow.
They're
You're
gonna be
not
inside
checked on the
building.
list, sir.
Well, right, that's right. We need just an oversight. Just an oversight.
Sir.
And if we contacted somebody that was on Woodcock's crew, right? Woodcock's not a one-man team. He's got people that work with him. He's got somebody that can look on his email and verify it. So there's a sign at the bus stop that says Mayor Duggan welcomes you. And no, he don't. I just tried to stop through and see him, and he wasn't having none of it.
I'm not usually worried about anybody else but me.
No bullshit news.
Well, Joe, What'd you learn?
I learned that you got to reply to these type of RSVP things at least a day or two before the event, which means you need to hear about it.
Let me explain something to you, Joe. You got that RSVP maybe an hour after it was sent out. It was sent out on a Sunday night. The event was Monday morning. So what we've really learned, and my liege, no, wait, I'm your liege.
You know what that reminds me of? Is a old city
Listen,
trick.
my mentee.
They wait until the deadline.
My mentee, listen to me. I'm trying to
right
teach.
before the
This is worth a
deadline
lot of money.
to limit the number of people that.
No,
can
this
apply.
is what's going on, Joe. Do you remember any sound, any report from that news conference at all? Did you hear anything? No. Your report was better than anything any paid reporter came out with. So, as you heard with Dana Nessel today, you saw with Snyder, Democrat, Republican, they're all the same. Nobody wants to face the music, Joe. What you just showed the audience was what really goes on when they're trying to control a message and you won't accept it. That's what. You did well. You did everything right. Everything right, Joe. You'll have your day, son.
People they allowed in where people would say what they wanted to say. Basically, they're media lapdogs.
That's the point. Now, I was going to call Rachel Maddow because if you think about Flint and how it got in the national consciousness, she had picked it up. But now they're going to tank the investigation. I don't know what Rachel would have to say about it now. I don't even know why. She's not talking about it. Bob, did you get a hold of her?
This is an American disaster. This is a city of 100,000 people that has been rendered uninhabitable by the decisions made by one governor.
Is that right? I mean, and where are we at now, Rachel? Where are you at? What do you know?
It's a crime. And we still don't know who's going to be held accountable for it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. So what have you found out? Rachel?
Teabagging. And they don't want to teabag alone. They want you to start teabagging too.
Well, listen, I mean, I would teabag, but I don't want to pull my junk out because I would not be qualified in a public situation.
The legislators know better than the doctors, particularly when it comes to lady parts.
That's exactly right. That's what Dana Nessel's saying. But what about Flint?
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. What about Flint?
Do I have my puppet anywhere?
Fuck. Yeah. Why aren't you reporting on Flint, Rachel?
Are you calling on the governor?
Bob's learning here.
What's that thing? The great impression? The great profession?
All right, cut
the
it,
great
Bob. Just go to the Tonight Show clip. We talked about that at length last night. Why don't you have it?
Can I talk to Rachel?
Yeah.
Rachel.
This is your life now.
I'm glad I amuse her.
Do I have my puppet anywhere?
Okay.
Well, you want to know what the Tonight Show clip said? She said, the job's really hard to, tell the Americans what's going on around the country. But since Trump, it's been so easy. And it's like manna from heaven. We just have to do Trump, 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 Trump. Nothing else.
But did Flint just get boring? Did that become a boring story?
Is that what we're about?
No, I'm just saying, is that what happened, though?
Man, to me, it's not boring. Look,
no, I'm with you.
Nothing has changed.
Some things have changed. Like they say the water's good, right? But nobody's drinking it. And the governor still owes us 25 days of drinking Flint water because, remember, he's going to drink it, and then he flew off to Germany. Remember?
Did he take any with him?
I don't know where the money is going, but
Nope.
Elon Musk just made a commitment to Flint. But I mean, in terms of replacing the infrastructure, but who's managing the money? That's the question. When people donate things to Flint, where is it going and what's happening?
That's that part. That's the biggest part is is it safe? And nobody trusts it, and no one's ever going to think it's safe. But the other part of it is who did this, and what consequences are you going to suffer? Right? Where is that?
Ultimately, somebody at the state level allowed them to do it, right? Doesn't there what's the name
Well,
of it?
again, we don't know. I want to see it through.
Department of
And when you
Environmental
tell me, like, if it's boring, then the media must make it interesting. It's not boring. Like Joe, his thing, what did he do? He got kicked out. It was interesting. I'll play it because it revealed so much about the media meeting power. And we want to be part of it. We want to go to the parties with these guys. So many local members of the media went to the chief of police birthday party and toasted him at his private birthday party.
Well, I think
none of them asked him any really pointed questions either. Like,
didn't ask him shit.
I probably would have.
I feel like it's kind of an epidemic, though, that if a story isn't sexy enough, and I'll give you an example. The story about the 44,000 people who were accused of stealing unemployment money and were charged 4 times back. Many of them lost their homes. Many went into foreclosure. The state paid $47 million for this program that incorrectly identified them, and now they are in a class action suit, and the state said, you had 6 months to file, and the file date was when you were defrauded, not when your money was taken away from you or your tax return. I mean, in this story, nobody's interested. Who bought the program? Did we get the money back? What about the company that we spent $47 million on? I mean, I hear nothing. As far as I'm concerned, it's business as usual. Everything was fine. Just a little problem with the people who were charged.
Excellent segue. It is. That's exactly, dude. And then just remember something now. In that big thing you just talked about, the outrageousness, the very personal lives, what it did to, imagine that was your home. That was your kid.
Your marriage.
Your house. Those that...
No, it's incredible.
God damn it. Like,
and they say, you had 6 months to file, and Pep, too bad you didn't. See ya.
And nobody's listening. But you know, one guy that did cover it, and this is no bullshit news, I just want to promote him. He's not paying. If you want to, Paul, www.nobsnewshour.com. Paul Egan at the Detroit Free Press. The prisons, the unemployment, all of it. This guy's a killer. This guy is, I admire him. So put him in your Google alerts. When Paul Egan writes, it's for real, at least in the Detroit area. In
Wouldn't you
Michigan.
think that we'd see the picture of the person who bought the program or the person that sold? I mean, isn't somebody responsible for this?
Fucking A right. Which brings me to, let me promote DeadlineDetroit.com. I got a piece in this morning. Yesterday's news cycle was Shooty being a creep, right, Karen?
Yes.
Today's news cycle is Shooty's opponent for the governor's chair. They decided to pick a lieutenant governor candidate who's a young guy, a black guy, has a penis, I'm assuming, because all, statewide, the top of the ticket's all white women. So she needs Detroit. Gretchen Whitmer needs Detroit. She picks this guy named, what's his first name? Garland Gilchrist II. I call him the Deuce. He's worked for Obama. He's good at Twitter. He's socially conscious. He's from Detroit. Except he's got a building he got from Duggan. I think I was yelling about it earlier.
Yeah, I heard you outside.
That's collapsing. That he's not even entitled to own. That he says he's behind on the financing. He wants to fix it up. And how is it socially conscious when there are young black kids living in a building next to your building, when you like to say you're from Detroit, when you grew up in Farmington? He went to grade school, middle school, high school in Farmington. And you don't have any money. Well, Bob, does it cost any money to pick up some filthy mattresses from your property?
Little sweat equity, little
Does
time.
it cost any money to mow the lawn?
A little bit of time.
Does it cost any money to pick up broken glass and bricks and lumber?
No.
How about filling in a sewage ditch? What's that take?
A shovel, some fill dirt.
A little physical labor?
Sure.
A little physical labor. So you want to send out a release saying, you don't buy it, dude, if you can't finance it. And if you need to finance it, then mortgage, get a second mortgage, get a loan on your $500,000 Detroit loan.
And get it done.
What did he pay for the property? Do you know?
13 grand.
$13,000.
Under the stipulation that you fix it up in 6 months. If you don't, the city takes it.
But aren't you supposed to live in the property? It wasn't part of the land bank because it was supposed to rebuild population. Wasn't one of those stipulations that you occupy the property?
Well, the stipulate, see, that's politics. It's fuzzy, but when you listen to Doug and Mayor Duggan's, quotations, that was the point of it. That was the spirit of it, not to speculate, not to board shit up.
Well, that's what happened in the first place. That's why we had so many issues with abandoned properties in the neighborhood. Everybody owned them, and they were just sitting on them and not taking care of them.
Right.
I mean...
Yeah, it's pretty learned behavior, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it's okay to do. It seems to be. Mike Ilitch seemed to do it. Matty Maroon seemed to do it. So what's one more guy doing it?
Well, but you want to perpetrate as the guy of the community, and all you had to do, media, was take a look, and this is what he's doing, and the local residents who are getting pushed out by the speculation and the gentrification, nothing wrong with that to me in terms of buying property, fix up, moving in. You ain't doing it, dude. And what's with the bullshit about, okay, so you lived in Detroit till you were 8. You're from Farmington. Own it. It's cool. No
crime.
Because when I was 4, I shit my pants in Gary, Indiana. And there's a happy picture of me in a bathtub to prove it. But I grew up in Livonia. Own it. It's cool. Wherever your parents are, wherever you are, it's cool. Say so.
Charlie, my thing is this. If you were born here, then you're a native Detroiter. If you once lived here, then you are a former Detroiter. If you live here, you are a Detroiter. Everything else,
then he's
you're
a Detroiter. Then he's a Detroiter.
And that's fine.
So no sense to bullshit your background.
Thank you for clarifying those rules.
Well, that's pretty good. Say it again, Karen. Everybody, we're going to get T-shirts. Drew wants me to merchandise. And
I think you should.
Yeah, I know you.
If you were born here, you are a native Detroiter. If you used to live here, you are a former Detroiter. If you currently live here, you are a Detroiter. Everybody else is just a fan.
Well, I would say...
And we got a lot of fans.
And that's okay, too. But I'm saying...
I would say you know what?
On our glory.
Even if you're not from here, but you live around Detroit, at least acknowledge it as your capital city.
Well, Charlie, we talk about this all the time. I just have an issue with T-shirt Detroiters. People that just come down and want to go to a game and wear a T-shirt, and, that's my issue.
And they're scared to come down here at any other time.
Thank you, intern Joe.
And, Bob, man, look, this is from Tommy McRae, who lives next to your shitty property, Deuce. You want to know what the neighborhood says? This is what they say, Deuce.
Mr. Gilchrist, fix the damn house. Mr. Gilchrist, fix the damn house. Mr. Gilchrist, fix the damn house. Mr. Gilchrist,
fix the damn house. Mr. Gilchrist, fix the damn house. Miss Nessel, focus on Flint. Joe, what?
Or give it to me, let me fix it. I need a house.
You need a job.
Well, that too.
Man, the whole world's confusing. The whole world's confusing. Thank you. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in to America's most popular Renegade News Hour.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Joe.
Bullshit news. Joe, here's your press pass, Holmes. You've earned it.
Wow.
Here's your parking pass, bro. You've earned it. I'm proud of you. Stop. Remember, Joe, don't bitch and press play. Or record, actually.
Really? Couldn't we use a real picture?
It's the only one we got, dude. You happy now?
We got that one picture of me with the unbuttoned shirt over in front of the... remember you took a picture of me in front of the American Coney Island?
Yeah.
And
I think you were wearing the same clothes.
Talked about my hat, talked about my shirt.
Yeah.
At least I didn't have grease on as a mustache in that picture. You couldn't use that picture.
We're going to get you a makeover next week. Would you like that? Joe, would you like that?
I don't know.
We'll find out. Tune in next week.
Expired?
See ya.
instructions, tax deductions. City inspector, bill collectors, suicide, too many bills, hippies moving to the hills. People all over the world are shouting in the war.
Elect a woman because they don't have a penis?
Yeah, that's pretty
really
much it.
what it's all about.
Yeah, the
that's the message.
Her campaign video had nothing to do with Shooty, but it's just dirty politics trick shit at the end here with Shooty. Like, you know, it's all hashtag, dude.
Just want to get it straight.
Okay. You mean forward?
Okay.